That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Warriors lead by 3. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
It's been a solid outing for Thompson. He has 8 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
Taking a look at the Bulls. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Ejuan Moore is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Dunleavy in the 3, the small forward. And that one's good. And that's now 7 points for Draymond Green. Well, you think about Stephen Curry, and your first thought is he's a remarkable three-point shooter. That's right. But he's not just a long-range threat.
Yeah, I see him as a shot maker, one of the league's top mid-range shooters off the pull-up, too, and he's a creative finisher. Floaters and backspin shots, English, high off the glass. Again, the best shot maker, I think, in the history of the game.
The 10-footer. That's to Dunleavy. The drive by Green.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
The Warriors have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. McDermott's checked in for Dunleavy. Tony Snell comes in for Ejuan Moore. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose.
And Curry, such a tremendous balance to his game. And he can square up on a dime to knock down shots. I mean, that's a focus also of his training. Doesn't do it with conventional pattern shooting drills. It's a lot of stuff to challenge his balance while he's on the move and shooting.
Down low. Here's Gasol.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg just with the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Outside Curry. From deep. And the shot is good. Curry's got 5 now.
Nice stroke from long range. And if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them. A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
And now it's a double-digit lead. Curry's got 5 points in the quarter.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Thompson, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Nice shot by Brooks.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. In the corner, it's McDermott. Three-pointers, Snell. Good.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
The drive by Green. Rebound collected by Snell.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Green kicks to Barnes.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Brooks dishes to Snell. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Now here's McDermott after the miss from Klay Thompson. And again, Chicago, no good. Barnes passes to Thompson. Curry from deep three-point range and out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Fifteen seconds left to play in the third. Brooks outside. And the Bulls with another miss. Barnes with it. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And here at the end of the third. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Warriors leading by 10. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. And it's Curry in the point guard position. So that's the group out there for Golden State. And going out of bounds, last touch by Barnes.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season. Seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their heads for not going harder after.
And Green slams it in.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard. You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
That's his second personal foul.
And the Bulls making a change here.
Bulls.
Gibson's checked in.
Taj Gibson.
Shoots from 12. There's Rose with the 3. His shot, no good. Good D by Thompson.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game. Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And the wide open shot from Rose. And it's Chicago scoring again.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
It's stolen by Rose.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
You know, that's exactly how you draw it up, Greg, on the board. I mean, good defensive work, aggressive play in the open court. Those two things are hand in glove when they work together. He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
They get it back. Gibson.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound, a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
And the Warriors making a change here. Iguodala's checked in. And Chicago also making a switch. Gasol's checked in. Curry can't get it to go.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the board.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Golden State. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Warriors.
And as we watch the game wind down, you have to look back, Clark, at all the second chance points. Oh! My! How did he hit that shot?
I don't believe what I just saw right there,
Pass to Dunleavy. Lets it go with a three. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Well, I tell you what, that's fantastic defense and one of the best three-point shooters in the league. The key there was not to give him much space before he took that shot.
And really, Clark, that's the only way you're going to stop him. The defender was all over him with a hand right in his face.
Here's Rose. Nice shot from the wing. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here is Curry. From deep. Missed. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.